You are listening to Season 2 of The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, the short and often daily podcast in which I chronicle my life and attempt to be a writer by writing daily. Sometimes. Hello, today is Saturday the 8th of February 2025. You are listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. Weirdly, I'm recording this on my laptop today. Normally I record it on my mobile phone, unless I'm doing it as part of a live stream. And today I'm not doing a live stream. I'm on my phone for some reason. Sorry, I'm on my laptop. I'm also very, very tired. It is now 7 p.m. as I record this. I have been awake since basically 10 p.m. yesterday, getting up ready for the flight home and all that. And so I've obviously done no writing, but I have done quite a lot of thinking. So what I was trying to decide yesterday was whether I should stick to the original plan for my epilogue, or should I effectively create a fifth, much shorter part of the story of Empress of the Trees. And my reasoning basically is this. So I think if somebody's followed the characters that long, they're going to want to know about the world that they create, the society they create in the aftermath of the end of the majority of the human race, the deaths of the majority of the human race. And so whilst I don't want to tell it as it's going to be 20,000 words, maybe 3 chapters, something like that. It means I don't have to rush it. So for example, what I planned to do, and what I started with the epilogue that I wrote, it started off with Ronnie and Adrian, and everybody's basically out of hibernation and has been for a while. Well, not everybody, but I just kind of feel that does shortchange a reader a little bit, and actually it might be nice, because I've been following Ronnie as my main character. I think what I'm going to do is a series of, I'm just going to basically show what happens to her from the point that she comes out of hibernation. And I've already decided that they bring Adrian out of hibernation before her. Obviously they recognize they because there's no wild animals to eat bodies and stuff, they realise quite quickly that the body next to the tree that Ronnie hibernated in belongs to Gordon Oakley. So I think the chapter is going to what was going to be the epilogue is now going to start with Oliver Shaw, who's the character that I introduced in the last few chapters that I need to seed into the story earlier when I do the second draft. I think he's going to they're going to have to put together a plan. So the original idea was that all the people who were designated survivors would be brought up to the Cairngorms and put into trees there to hibernate. But because it looked like nobody was going to be allowed to survive for a while, when they were finally given permission to survive, there wasn't time to get everybody up to the Cairngorms. So they have been basically taken into trees near where they live, which is potentially all over the country. So now, instead of just basically waking people up at a rate that they were going to do, because I can't wake I haven't decided exactly how many survivors there are yet. I'm thinking at least 3,000 or 4,000. But they weren't going to, there was no way they were going to, wake them all up straight away. They'd have to have infrastructure and farming and stuff in place for more people, and then they needed to increase that as they release more people. So I'm going to show that. I'm not going to play it all out in real time. I'm effectively going to show snippets of the future. I'm going to show Ronnie being woken up. She's going to meet up with Adrian. She's going to find out she's pregnant, because all these things are presented as a fait accompli, as fact, in the bit of the epilogue that I wrote. And I'm going to show some of the other characters coming back. I'm going to show her Ronnie's reaction when she finds out that Gordon Oakley died, because I think that will be quite an important moment. Marianne as a character, my non-binary character, is really struggling in the new world. They were always a designated survivor because of what they did beforehand, because of their role in creating and setting up the future, but they're really struggling to find a place and a meaning and an existence, and the fact is they don't really know if Mackenzie they know he's physically being repaired by the tree that he's hibernating in, but they haven't been able to communicate with him. That suggests he's got some mental health issues. So Marianne's got that weighing them down. They're worrying about what's happened to him. When they release the body from hibernation, when they release him from hibernation, is there going to be anything left of the person that that they've actually started to quite like? So rather than just present that as something that's been established, that we don't know what's going on with Mackenzie, I want to establish that. So there's just lots of little moments that I think if I tried to squeeze it all into one, even if it was a 10,000 word epilogue, it would just be too rushed. So it does mean I now need to sit down and work out a new chapter plan. But I think I'm going to have to write 3 or 4 more chapters, the final one of which will have the material that I had considered for the epilogue. It will be basically, so I'm just going to tell a bit of stuff leading up to that point. And obviously there won't be as much exposition in there because I will have told it in a better way in the earlier chapters. So yeah, that kind of buggers up my plans for February. It doesn't bugger, it changes them. So I'm going to have to basically think about drawing up a chapter plan for these last few chapters, exactly what I want to incorporate, what I'm going to call it, because all the other 4 parts of the book are named after either the Tree of Life itself, Yggdrasil, or her 3 Norns. And I'm not quite sure what I'll call this other bit. I've got an idea, but I need to kind of juggle things around and look at it. So, yes, I will basically think about it. I'm too tired to do any writing today. As I say, I've been awake for about 21 hours now, maybe more than that, because I didn't sleep particularly well before pickup. Flight went smoothly. It was quite good fun. So, yeah, I'm going to work on a chapter plan for the last few chapters and my new targets that take me to the end of this month. So there you go. That's my decision about what I'm going to do with Empress of the Trees. I thought I was nearly there, but I'm not. Thank you for listening. Take care. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. For more information about what I'm writing, go to linktr.ee/Richard Writes, capital R, capital W, where you can find details of my website and social media. I may see you there.